So, Miss Tierra, how old are you?
I'm 30 years old.
30 years old.
Yes.
All right. What are the top 3 qualities that you want in a guy?
Confidence, ambition, and he has to love Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, how do you feel about relationships right now? Are they going awesome? Are they suck?
I have a great relationship with myself and with my goals. That's what I'll say.
Okay. Okay.
Got it. So the main three points and that I think a woman looks for in a man is consistency, reliability, and connection. So if you have those three, I feel like they all back each other up, but it is the ability to show up, right? It's the always thinking and consideration, and then you have the reliability. It's, we were made to be providers, or we at least are seen as a provider, as security, as foundation, leadership. So that brings to the connection. I can't lead you if you don't follow.
That is a really good question. So I'll say honesty, someone who's confident in themselves, and ambition. Yeah.
Good. What are the worst 3 qualities a man can have?
Worst 3 qualities, I would say immaturity, a lack of self-awareness, and the inability to learn, like a hardness to new information.
Carnal, right? I think women think that men are very physical nature, that we are all we do is look at ass and titties, but whatever. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the bad qualities that we might have that they see in us, right? Maybe it is effeminate. A lot of men are effeminate.
Excellent. What are the worst 3 qualities that a guy can have? You thought of that one.
Insecure,
Okay.
anger issues, just someone who doesn't understand their own emotions. Yeah.
You probably meet a lot of guys like that, I would imagine.
A couple.
Yeah. Now, would you want a man that didn't know how to take the initiative?
Well, no one wants someone like that. No, I'm just saying,
No, I love that, honestly.
You need someone who's going to take initiative in their own life first, and then in the relationship. So
Simple country boys. Right? Not good.
Not really my thing,
So, would you want a man that didn't know how to take the initiative?
Would I want a man that didn't know? No, not at all.
Do you think if a man dated a woman because of her money, do you think a woman would find that he hears, oh yeah, she makes 60 a year, so that was one of the more attractive things? Do you think women would find that attractive, that a man is looking at her money, or unattractive?
Sure. To me, it seems unattractive. And I would try to think, because we're talking about women, I have to think about another person's perspective.
Yeah.
But as a man, I'm a creator. I create opportunities. So how much you make might reflect your mindset. It might reflect, what you can do on your own, or how you listen to me, if you can take direction. But other than that, you should be able to tap in and be able to build on your own.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, let's say you made it big, right? And you get a big contract, and men start looking at you and considering your money when they are thinking about dating you. Would that be something that would make you happy, or would that be like a turn off?
Listen, nobody can consider my money. It's my money. Okay, so
Gotcha.
that's how I answer that.
So I say, if a man wanted to date you because he saw you as strong and independent, and he's like, this is a good opportunity not to have to pay somebody bills to take care of him. If you knew that's his line of thinking, would that be attractive to you, or would that kind of push you away?
No, I mean, it's the exact opposite of the nature of a man. The nature of the man is to be a provider, a go-getter. So it's like, you're letting me do that. You're not even doing what comes natural to you, which is very weird.
Right. So you wouldn't date a man that was like, ooh, she got money. Like, oh, she just went to Dallas. She traveling. I need to.
Yeah, nah.
Okay. So yeah. So if a man looked at you and he's like, she seems like the strong type, woman. She he got her independence. So he saw that as an opportunity to spend less. Like, okay, when we go on date, she gonna cover her half. She gonna do this. So would that be a turn on to you or turn off to you?
Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't think that whoever I'm with, we're going to be having conversations like that, because we both going to be on a level where it won't even matter. So,
okay.
But
if a man did do that, would that be a guy that you would just not be interested in?
Yeah, I guess not. I don't think that.
Yeah, even like, let's say if a guy lacked confidence in his decision. So if a guy wasn't confident, he was indecisive. Would that be something that would be a positive or a negative?
Well, it's negative in a relationship. You can't go anywhere if you don't know where you want to go. So.
Gotcha. So you think if a lot of ladies say they're strong and independent now, right? And if a man was like, cool, you're strong and independent, that's awesome. That means you can pay for your own date. This is your own part of this date, 50-50 on this date. Or you can pay half all the bills. Go 50-50 with me on everything. You think women would find that attractive?
Happy birthday to No. I mean, just off of historically, from what I've experienced, what I've seen, I see that the answer is no. I would go so far and be like, psh, you know what I'm saying? If you can meet me halfway, then at least I know that you're like showing effort, as opposed to just expecting everything to come to you. But I don't know.
If a man lacked confidence in his decisions and he had to confer with his mother all the time, would that be a turn off?
It would be a turn off, but I would probably have some questions about their relationship. How did we get here?
How did we get away? Okay.
Right.
So, would you ever want to be in a position where you have to raise a man?
No.
So, what was your longest relationship, and what was the best thing about it? How long was it, and what's the best thing about it?
I think the longest relationship I've had so far is 3 years, and it was the constant consistency, like getting to know someone over that time, like building a relationship and realizing that it's not temporary,
Yeah.
Like we're building relationships to build a life. Like if we are together, we're sharing a life. No matter if you think it's like just being present, like you got to be able to be present with someone, and I think that's what makes a great spouse. Is someone that you can like always constantly be present, be in the moment, and move forward from there.
Would you ever want to be in a position where you have to raise a man?
No, no one wants to do that.
No.
Nobody wants to do that.
Well, what's the longest relationship you've had, and what was the best part about it?
So it was about a year long. The best part of it is we did share some things in common, like music, so I enjoyed that.
The longest relationship I've been in was about 2 years. The best part, we kind of grew together. Like we were both in the transitional part of adulthood where you go from like younger adulthood to like real adulthood. We did that together, and we stayed together through that part. And so I think it showed a lot about our ability to be partners. So like even though it didn't work out, I know how to be a partner to a man as a wife when I get married, and I think he's prepared to be a partner to a woman when he gets to that point.
Because you can build a future out there.
Now, do you think women want to be in a position where they have to raise a man?
Not in a way, like not a grown man. You don't want to raise a grown man because that's going to take 18 years, 13, 10 years, you know?
They didn't want to raise a spouse either, you think?
No.
Okay. So if a woman dated a successful business owner, right, and that man made 10 times as much as she did, do you think most women would want that man to bring them up to his level?
Most women? No, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think most women, because of secularism, they probably would just be like, "Oh, I'm in now," you know. I watched the show, like the Martin series, and it was an episode about where Pam was about to get married into wealth, and it just showed like how, yeah, like she was in it for love, but there's no, like, she wasn't trying to learn the game, you know? Mm-hmm. It's really more so, okay, bet you got it, so I got it, we got it, as opposed to, okay, I want to know what you know. But I think today there are a lot more situations or examples where the relationship is a partnership and they build together. And I mean, that's what I look forward to. And it's just something that's a little bit more relevant now.
Yeah. Now, for the women who do want a man to bring them up to invest in them, I don't know if you've heard a lot about, women talking about how they want a man to invest in them and do these things. So for a woman that wants a man to bring her up to his level, education-wise or business-wise or anything like that, wouldn't that be considered raising a woman?
No, that would be considered raising money.
So if you dated somebody, let's say if you met a guy and he was successful in the industry, and you sing, would you expect him to teach you, to help you, get further in your career?
I see relationships as you teach each other. So I would expect him to teach what he knows, and I'll teach him what I know.
And if 100%, and if there's a guy, he's like that far ahead, he's big in there, and he's helping, and he builds you up that way, teaches you a lot. Could that be considered raising you?
No, not at all. Helping people isn't raising them.
Well, what's the difference between you, like, let's say we talked about, asked you about raising the man. What's the difference between them, like somebody helping you because they have knowledge, and like with the common thing of having to raise a man?
It depends on how you're defining raise. Okay, like rearing a child, or are you talking about exchanging ideas and exchanging knowledge? That's what a relationship is to me, so I don't...
I definitely agree with that. Ladies have a lot more freedom to move around and do things. Do you think it should be women's job to provide for men at all?
No.
Okay. So it sounds like men shouldn't be in women's pockets, is what it sounds like, right?
Men shouldn't be in women's pockets?
Yeah, they shouldn't be like, hey, seeing that that's a resource for them.
Not in a marriage. No.
Gotcha.
Not in a committed relationship, I'll say that.
Gotcha. And I agree. So if that's the case, because we hear a lot today about men telling ladies they don't care about their degrees, they don't care about their jobs and things like that. So if that's the case, should men care about does a woman's career, degrees, job, does it matter for men?
I think it depends on the man. I know some men, I'll use my brother for an example. He's extremely accomplished. He has everything going for him. He has money. He has a lot of things. So a woman needs to come around not needing that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he can be a target for the wrong type of woman to come in and just be a leech and want and take and take and take and take. Oh, he's got power. I want that. He's got money. I want that. He's got a nice house. I want that. So a woman would need to come around a man like him with something of her own, just so it's not like I got to get everything from him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm a woman who kind of has a lot, if you will. I use the term loosely. But there are men who I've dated who feel like, well, I want somebody who feel like they need me more. You know what I'm saying? So I really think it just depends on the man, honestly.
Now, do you think, so judging by the previous answer to your question, I can guess this, but do you think it's a woman's job to provide for a man?
It's their job to provide.
financially?
No, it's no one's job to provide financially. Like, if you have a child, if you have a dependency, if I'm claiming on my taxes, then that's a job, right? If this is in writing, it's a job. If I hire you, that's a job. Like, if I'm the CEO, it's my job to provide for whoever I hire. You know what I mean? But as far as a relationship, all right, bro, y'all just in this whole life thing together. Chill.
Well, it's like, like sometimes it's like, hey, I hear ladies mention, or it's common online. Now you'll see, like, hey, I don't want a broke guy. And if I get with him, then I got to show him how to make money, give him drive, tell him what to do.
Yeah, but no one wants to do that. Even a guy probably doesn't want to do that with a female. Like, if you were in a relationship, you need to be whole. You need to be able to take care of yourself. It doesn't matter who you are. So, no, I'm not raising anybody. I don't expect anybody to raise me. You feel me?
Yes, ma'am. And so do you think it's a woman's job to provide for a man? He's like, what?
What are these questions?
I know it sounds crazy,
No,
right?
because,
It's definitely a point at the end of it.
Because no, it's not her job. It's not. It's not.
I know. Well, hey, I agree with you 100%. So it sounds like you agree with me that a man shouldn't be trying to get into a woman's pocket or have him provide.
Look, I'm not going to say I disagree with that, but I'm saying that these are kind of like generalized ideas. And relationships are case by case. So if it's that type of relationship, it is. If you love each other, do your thing. I don't have any like strict opinions on it, so.
Okay. And then, and with all that, pretty much, I asked those questions to get to this one, and it is a big question that's coming up in dating and going back and forth. It's like, have you seen the videos? What do you bring to the table? All that stuff. Mm-hmm. And the first thing a lot of ladies bring to they mention is, hey, in my job, my career, they put their things out. But if for the majority of women, and it's almost universal when we talk to people, that they say, hey, no, if a man is considering my money when talking to me, I'm not interested. So if women don't like that men are interested in their money and women don't feel that they should provide for a man, does a woman's money matter in the context of a relationship?
My question is, why are the men interested in the money? Don't you have your own stuff together? I don't know. This question keeps coming up, and that's why it's interesting, because it's just like I have not encountered any guys like this. So I didn't even know it was a thing. Guys who are in a woman's pocket. I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, the consensus from most of the guys that we talk to is actually like, no, it's my job to provide. But when they ask women, hey, what do you bring to the table? And women lead with money. Men say, hey, well, I don't care about your money, the degree, or the job. And sometimes ladies get offended. Hey, what do you mean? Of course they do.
Okay.
And so that's where this question is coming from.
Okay.
If in general, women don't want to raise a man. I'm not trying to provide for you. That's not my thing.
But everybody can bring something to the table. I think that might be the main reason why they bring up their jobs.
Anything else she brings, but just her money. Only that piece. So everything else can be great, but should her money matter to men? Women today want their degrees and things like that to matter.
It shouldn't. Because if you need money, go get an investor. Like, you shouldn't try to like fish for currency in the relationship, in something that's supposed to be physical or mental and emotional.
Well, like you mentioned before, it's really in the man's nature to be a provider. Right?
Exactly.
It's in the man's nature. And so if it's in the man's nature to be a provider, then the flip side of that, and then for women, they have to be the ones that receive. So it's in a lady's nature to receive from a man, right? Mm-hmm. And so, well, in those situations, like for the most part, for most guys are not successful as your brother is, right? But so in general, we hear a lot of ladies push back saying, hey, they ask, what do you have going for yourself? What do you, the big thing, what do you bring to the table? And the first thing, the degree, I have this, I have a career. But as you mentioned, most ladies feel the same way you do, right? So does a woman's degree or job matter since it's not there to benefit a man? Does it matter?
I think it matters. if you talk to like some women who are in their, who maybe got married in the 40s or 50s or 60s, something as simple as like, well, what do you like to do for fun? They don't know about themselves. They only know who they are as it relates to the people who they've given birth to or the man that they take care of. You know what I'm saying? They can't even tell you like their favorite color because they don't know, because in their mind they're just a mom, a grandmama, a wife. So I think it's important for a woman to feel like she is complete within herself outside of her relation to a man. So if that's a degree, if that's a job, if that's an accolade, great. You know what I'm saying? So I will say, yeah, it is important for a woman to feel like she's her own person outside of I'm just Mrs. So-and-so.